Take it to the end zone for a second time. It's a play action fake to Watts.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
2015, FTN is back, and we new and improved. We got a great show for you. We have a lot of things that we need to talk about. Fall tournament action. Things that we need to get caught up on the last year before we can move forward into the new year. But first and foremost, I just want to say, this is what it's all about right here. Right here, 2014 Fall Champions. And I'm Curtis Brown, your host. FTN is in full effect. And hopefully, you'll like the new format of how we doing things. Got a couple of new shows coming to debut. Chad Hole. If you're familiar with the page, you already know what it's about. Two knuckleheads going at it, trying to prove a point, and you, the viewer, are going to assess whether or not one was right or the other. Or at least who made the most sense, because neither one of them really do. But hopefully, you guys will enjoy that coming up. Also, for those who don't know, this is what we're working for. This is just a glimpse of what it takes to make it in the spring tournament, which is coming up tentatively May 18th. Hopefully, get a good look at that. Because we're going to engrave the next one, too. I'm letting you know now, we're already getting trophies made up for the repeat. Talking a little trash, but we try to stay unbiased here at FTN, try to make sure that we cover all the bases, let everybody know that they have an opportunity to be great. Now, my team, the Dynasty Lions, hopefully will be able to show everyone that we've earned the respect of the entire group of brothers. I hope that we've done that to this point. We worked really hard, and I'm proud of them guys. But we got a lot of different teams who are working just as hard. In the fall tournament, two of these teams who are building to try to reach the next tier, the next echelon of greatness, we're going to debut these teams and take a look at their first round game and see what it's all about. First up, Hawks versus Spartans, round 1, fall 2014. Let's go. Hawks versus Spartans. This one's for Philly, folks. We opened up with Lamar taking the ball off on the edge, trying to get a couple extra yards. And what he's going to do is he's going to cough up this rock right here, and the Spartans are going to recover on defense. One thing that is deniable is the fact that this is going to be a defensive game. The Hawks and Spartans are renowned for their defensive stoutness. And then we have a new quarterback, one in which I've never seen, but I guess it doesn't matter to the Hawks because they plant them in the ground just the same. Trey A doing his thing, putting the shoulder down, and here they are on the pass rushing. Scrambling just doesn't get it. You have a man wide open in the corner, I believe that's Keyshawn, and he's just jumping, folks. He's just jumping in the air, trying to do the best to catch his quarterback's attention. The quarterback's doubling back, and you see Trey A come out of nowhere with Juan coming down, and both of them are going to collide and make the tackle. All Keyshawn can do is put his hands on his head and walk back and try to make another play. But it takes field vision, folks, to be able to be a serviceable quarterback in this league. Deep ball down the street, and he just drops it. That's got to be a heartbreaker to have it go right through your hands. That could have been a huge play for the Spartans, but the ineffectiveness on offense seems to be a trend in which seems to continue throughout the seasons. Hawks on offense, read option quarterback keeper, and Eddie's going to shake and bake. Come up the middle, you see Drake land a great block. He's going to lower his shoulder and get level wish that he never went up against a 6'5" monster. Get level, gets level, and fortunately, Fabian is there to bring the big quarterback down. If that help wasn't there, who knows what could have happened. Eddie has a wide array of wide receivers at his disposal, and one's going to be showcased right here. Keith Nazario, shake and bake, and he just flings the D-back off his back like he's late for school and he's kicking the covers off of him. I mean, there's not much I can say other than
Jesus Christ.
Keith Nazario breaks loose. They try to track him down. Sean and Mark are just too late. That's a score in the Hawks' favor, and Eddie's going to do his dance because he knows they're up and they have the lead, and they have a defense that can back up that lead. Hawks steps up on defense and gets a big fumble. It looks like they have the ball, but Spartans recover. Lamar, making up for that fumble earlier in the game, shows how he got his nickname Beast Mode for the Hawks. You'll see he hones in on him like a missile. He slides his feet, pulls him under, drags him to the ground, and still has the wherewithal to put the shoulder in his chest to make him remember that we're playing football, folks. That's what you want in the DN. You want that tenacity. And it makes a quarterback think. It makes a quarterback make mistakes, and it definitely throws off his accuracy, as you can see there. Hawks ball, take over the offense. Eddie got a deep bomb. We know he's got a cannon. And the D-backs deflected. Typically, Dez is a great wide receiver that can fight for that ball, but we know that they're working on chemistry, and hopefully it'll develop further down the line. And we see that the one thing Eddie still can do is run, but the Spartans gang tackle, folks. It's not going to be an easy thing to always get over on them. And then when you try to run the ball the opposite way, you got Corey Harrison. You see there, Corey and Dion creeping, and then they both fire off. Dan's got to make a choice. Drake picks up the block, but he can't hold Corey. You can't deny him. The running back tries to break free, but one thing Corey can do is put you in that spin cycle and take you to the ground hard. That's another thing that you can always look forward to seeing in a Spartan game. A defensive stand, the defense's ability to stop the ball. If the offense can match the defense, they could be a force within our league. And a prime example of what I'm talking about is right there. Wide open, and the wide receiver can't bring it in. And Big Eddie's back there playing defense too, a quarterback that does it all. Ultimately, Spartans lose this game 14-7. We can't cover it all, but we hope to see the Spartans develop themselves further down the line and hopefully become a tournament contending team. After that 14-7 loss to the Hawks, the Spartans kind of spiraled out of control and has continually lost every game since then, losing games as much as 35-7, 28-0. It's really surprising to see that Caleb has actually been able to keep a handle on things and field a comparable team. It's a testament to how resolute the Spartans are to compete no matter what the odds say. It's honestly a precursor to the same type of courage and strength they showed when they defeated my team in spring, which is impressive in itself. We actually have one of the Spartans here to talk to us a little bit, and he's the center, number 80, and definitely one of the most improved players in this league. A testament to the hard work that he puts in. Hayato, tell me, how did y'all feel after that loss to the Hawks? Where do you go?
Although we lost to the Blackhawks in the first round at the fall tournament, Spartans keep fighting. We stick together. We have each other's backs. We never give up. We always keep our head up. We like to play aggressive in the physical football game. That's what Spartans do.
Thank you, Hayato. We really appreciate you talking with us. We could tell by that lively delivery that you must be one of the fireballs on that Spartan team. But next up, we're going to talk to one of my favorite Hawks, the big man on the line, the only big man bold enough to wear quarterback's number, Drake Drizzy. And we're going to get his take on how the Hawks felt after a win against the Spartan, knowing that they're inner city rival. Drake, you're on the horn with me, and I just want to know, how did y'all feel after that win? I mean, that's a big win in the tournament because that's the first time you guys have played as a unit. But how did y'all feel about how you won and how you carry forward moving into the next round?
After our first round game with the Spartans, I felt like we should have beat them. I actually felt like we left a lot of points on the board. No disrespect to the Spartans and nothing like that, but I feel like we played down to the competition. Even though they played hard and it was a good game, I still feel like we should have just blew them out. But even still, we wasn't really satisfied with the win or the way we won that game. So, I mean, we were happy that we won, no doubt. But at the same time, we felt like we still had more to prove, and it was still unfinished business. So that's how we felt.
Thank you, Drake. We appreciate those comments, and honestly, I have to concur with you. I think the Hawks did kind of play down to the competition level. It's not a pretty win, but guess what? A win is a win in this league, and they come rare and few and far in between, so take them while you can. Next up, we have the Hawks captain and leader, the one that gave him new flight, former Dynasty Lion, but you know that I don't want to live in the past, but that's my man's. He's definitely set the league on fire. First as a tight end and a lights-out wide receiver, doing things that, honestly, the likes of which many have never seen. One of those players that's hard to defend. He went out on his own to prove that he could also throw the rock, and I think he's doing a heck of a job of it. Right now, in the booth, we got Lawrence Alexander, Mr. Slash, Mr. Do-It-All, and he even spruced up for us. How you doing there? And we're going to talk with you, and just tell me how you feel. How do you feel about that tournament win? And where did the Hawks go?
We was feeling good. We was feeling real confident. After getting a 20 win, anytime you get a 20 win, you feel pretty good. You like your chances in the next round, and hopefully we're really looking forward to playing DC after they selected us down in DC earlier the month before. So we were looking forward to playing them again. But it didn't turn out that way. But that's what we were feeling.
Well, thank you, Ed. We really appreciate you talking with us. I have high hopes for your organization, and I wish you guys the best. You're definitely on the rise, and I hope you don't rise so high that you knock us down. But I know that if there's any team that I wouldn't mind losing to, I don't like losing to any team, so I can't say that. But I definitely respect the way you guys have taken over the organization, led the organization, and you got a good group of guys around you. And I hope to see you guys at the top. Maybe we can make it a Philly championship. But I think ECF has something to say about that. Next up in FTN, we're going to talk about next week, Atlanta Monsters, and maybe even some of the Dynasty GSA first round game. This is the first installment. I didn't want to give you too much at one time, but we may cover both games. We may cover only one game. It really depends upon how much footage I have, but I'm dedicated to bringing you as much FTN as humanly possible in a short amount of time. I know you guys have been fiending. I'm back, baby. I'm back, and we're going to work this thing out. Thank you for watching, and you know what? Stay classy, JWs. I'll holler at y'all in the next episode. Be on the lookout for Chad Hole. Trust me, it's going to be hilarious. Have a good night. Chip!